Welcome to Forging Trails Adventure Challenges. This week, Curtis and I head back to Clarendon Falls to scope it out before we get in and push ourselves to the limit with a 3-minute cold water submersion. It's a painful, mind-numbing experience that leaves us with having to deal with the aftermath and potential risk of hypothermia.
What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. As you guys saw maybe last week, we did the Clarendon Fall waterfall hunting in Welsford, and so this week we're doing probably one of the best, at least in my mind, Forging Trails episodes, and we're gonna try and do a 3-minute cold water submersion in Clarendon Falls 2. So I don't know exactly what the temperature is, but it is April. It's a couple of weeks earlier from when we did our Coac Falls swim last year, and that was brief, kind of get from one point to another. This time we're going for length, so we're going to do a 3-minute submersion, at least try to, and then hopefully fight off hypothermia when we get out. So Clarendon Falls again is like a couple different levels, so what we're going to do is we're going to head upstream as high as we can get on the falls and just kind of see if the pool there is swimmable. And so we'll likely just end up in the pool at the bottom, but let's go check it out anyway. All right, so we're at the falls now, and we just found a nice stick. We're gonna see if we can jam it in that pool and figure out just how deep it is. This is our makeshift depth gauge. I don't know how close we'll be able to get. Right there, we're probably in about 2 feet, and that's about 2 feet from the bank. It's definitely deeper out in the middle, but what concerns me is probably this. Like, actively have to fight against the power of the stream to avoid it. So, as predicted, this is probably a no-go. Float, man.
So I think what the game plan is, what we're going to try and do is we're going to get in the water. We're going to try to acclimate our bodies for about a minute, see where we're at, because last time we did it, it got pretty cold and pretty shallow breathing rather quickly, and that's just natural, that's the way that it goes. So then once we do that, we're going to swim out to the middle a little bit, and then we're going to see how that goes, try and swim across, and then if we're doing good, we're going to come back, maybe sit out the rest of the 3 minutes, if it's still 3 minutes, just in this little pool here, and if it's not good, then we'll just come out and recoup after that. I think we're going to try and get in right here. There's a nice little flat spot, and then just get into the little deeper area right there in the falls.
So I think as long as we actually kind of stay close into the rock and maneuver our way around, we should probably be fine. I don't think the flow looks as bad out there, and there's a whole lot of trees and debris and rock to hold on to, worst case scenario. Not to mention, I'd much rather deal with the small creeks and the big rock than the giant slab that's gonna send us 20 feet down into a pool of unknown depth right now. All right, so there are a couple things that we do want to be careful of. This water is still probably 4 or 5 degrees. It can't be terribly warm. And so if we are going to try and last 3 minutes, then we got to be prepared just in case. So the first thing we did is get well dressed, right? It's nice and warm and sunny out right now, and we definitely didn't need all these layers. But when we get out, we're definitely going to. The other thing we brought, pretty obviously, is something else to swim in. You definitely don't want to be swimming in your clothes. You want to have other stuff that's dry to put on afterwards. We also brought a towel. We each brought towels so we can dry ourselves off when we get out. And then what I brought just in case serves 2 purposes. This emergency space blanket, if we get really cold, we can throw that around our body and it'll help warm us up a little bit. But I think more importantly, it's gonna give us a surface to stand on that won't be just these really cold rocks when we get out. because past experience, I know that whatever you're standing on is probably going to be the worst part of getting out. So, Curtis, if you're ready, let's suit up.
Do it.
All right, you ready? Here we go. Hey, let's do it. Let's get in the water. You coming?
Adios.
We're starting the timer now. Oh yeah.
Oh my lord.
Come on, man. Woo. You can already feel the toes numbing out. Oh. Come on, Curtis. You got this, buddy. It's not really that deep. You gotta get that breathing under control. We probably won't. We're not gonna swim out there. I think the problem is we're not moving. So it's a lot of rocks. We can't see either. Come on, man. It's really bad. Okay, you take the camera. I'm gonna go in the middle. You got it, buddy. Oh, this is so good. Oh, that's good. Oh. That's moving. We're losing heat through conduction and convection. So the cold water alone, and then it's just moving across our bodies. 25 seconds. You want to say? You want to get out?
I don't know.
Woo! All right, here we go. Ready? You got this. 1, 2, 3. Woo! 10 seconds. We're almost full. Cold water submersion test, man. Alright, let's start heading out. We'll walk in a minute now. Alright. Here, give it up. Here. Get up. I'm ready to move. So the good sign is, look at his legs, man. His legs are fiery red. You got this, buddy. Oh, slippy rocks. Gotta move it. Oh. Alright, we're gonna head up. Get on the space blanket. You got this, buddy. Come on, you gotta get up here and get dry. So, I'm a little bit concerned. First signs you're getting too cold is you stop shivering. Chris is still shivering, me not so much. So we gotta dry off, we gotta get dressed, and then we gotta get moving. Though, man, forging trails. What a great way to start the year.
Oregon Trail, dying of distance.
Not gonna All right, so now that we're out of the water, Curtis and I both feel it. We've been out of the water maybe 5-10 minutes, and we can feel cold in our chest, not surface level, like actually in the center of our chest. And so what that means is all the cold water, or all the cold blood from our extremities has now been allowed to flush back towards our heart. And you know, the good thing is that didn't stop our hearts. We didn't have a heart attack. But the bad thing is now our body is pumping cold blood all over itself. So what we gotta do is what we're doing, which is moving, and moving at quite a decent pace. And that will get our muscles going and our core body temp back up, and we'll be good. It's kind of interesting because, wow, just like that, it's pretty amazing to actually experience what it's like to experience the slowing of the mind when your body is cold, and some of those early signs of, you know, your body's too cold and you got to warm yourself up. And you know, your legs aren't moving. You know, we're kind of trying to move through the woods and your legs aren't quite responding the way you want them to. Your brain is not firing at the same rate as it normally is. But it is really impressive to really start experiencing those early onset signs of the hypothermia. What took us 20 minutes to hike up took us maybe 8 minutes to get back. Moved at quite a nice clip, get the body and the blood pumping again. We're nice and warm now. That first incline that you go up, jogging down on the way back down, man, it gets the good blood flowing, you know, nice and warm. With that, we are gonna sign off here. Thank you for joining me on the first 40 trails. Fucking killed it. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.